I'd like to now introduce you to Ian McMaster, Market Development Agronomist for Bayer. Ian will be taking us through Bayer's new herbicide, Mateno Complete. Mateno Complete, hopefully available for the growing season of 2022, combines 3 powerful active ingredients, including a unique new mode of action for Australia. Before we head over to Ian, let's head over to the Inverleaf trial site to have a look at the trial.
We're at the Bayer Matrix trial at the SFS Inverleaf site, where we're going to talk about Bayer's new herbicide, Mateno Complete, its unique formulation, the flexibility it offers, and the weed control it delivers. Registration and product supply are expected in time for the 2022 season. Mateno Complete combines 3 active ingredients from 3 modes of action. Mateno Complete can be used flexibly in either an IBS incorporated by sowing use pattern in wheat and barley or EPE, early post-emergent in wheat. When used IBS in wheat, Mateno Complete has a flexible rate range of 750 ml to 1 litre per hectare, applied in disc or tine systems. In barley, Mateno Complete can be applied at 750 ml per hectare in tine systems. Applied IBS, Mateno Complete will provide high level of control of key grasses and suppression of some broadleaf weeds. When used early post-emergent in wheat at application rates between 750 ml per hectare and 1 litre per hectare, Mateno Complete will provide residual control of key grasses, as well as a broad spectrum of broadleaf weeds. For best results from Mateno Complete when used EPE, a pre-emergent such as trifluralin or trilate should be used. Mateno Complete has multiple pathways of herbicide uptake by the weeds via both roots and shoots. For best results, apply when weeds are small, up to 2, 3 or 4 leaf, depending on the weed species, and when good coverage of the weeds and soil is possible, to control current and future weed germinations. Mateno Complete must be used prior to crop growth stage Z23. Applied EPE, you can see that we are providing control of volunteer canola and wild radish, as well as suppression of wild oats. The trial also looked at application timings to show the key timing is up to 2-leaf ryegrass for exemplary control. As seen when applied to larger 1 to 2 tiller ryegrass, it may result in escapees. When some broadleaf weeds such as volunteer canola are larger, a mixing partner such as bromoxynil will provide additional control. We also looked in this matrix at Bayer 200, a new tool for broadleaf weed control due for release in 2023. This will be a useful addition to the current suite of BLW products with great compatibility with other BLW products such as MCPA, LVE, bromoxynil, metribuzin and flurazolum. Here in this wheat trial, you can see the benefits of Mateno Complete applied EPE for control of wild radish. This shows the power of a clonopin in the mixture versus a pre-emergent plus diflufenican applied EPE. The EPE application also ensures that we can make sure those escapees on the shoulder and in a furrow seen from a pre-emergent are overcome. Mateno Complete is Bayer's new flexible residual herbicide for the control of key grass and broadleaf weeds. It will provide growers with a new option in the defence against key weeds. An application for the registration of Mateno Complete has been made. At the time of publication, Mateno Complete is not a registered product.
I'd now like to hand over to Ian for a closer look at Mateno Complete.
Hi, I'm Ian McMaster, your local market development agronomist from Bayer. I'm here today to talk about the matrix that we had running with Southern Farming Systems at the Inverleaf site. Today I'll focus on Mateno Complete and its fit into the farming system and how and what Mateno Complete is. So firstly, what is Mateno Complete? Mateno Complete is a co-formulation of 3 actives: peroxysulfone, which you know is the primary component of Sakura. It's active predominantly on grass weeds and is mainly soil active. Diflufenican, which is the primary ingredient in Brodal Options and is really active on broadleaf weeds. It is primarily foliar and soil active, and a new player to the game, a clonophene. This is a new active to the Australian market, is a Group 32 and is active on broadleaf and grass weeds, but also a herbicide synergist and extremely complementary to ensure that we've got Mateno Complete active on grass and broadleaf weeds. Mateno Complete will be registered in wheat for pre-emergent IBS applications and early post-emergent. It will have a rate range application of 750 ml to a litre per hectare. In barley, it will be registered for IBS only at 750 ml per hectare. Here's a snapshot of the Southern Farming Systems Bayer matrix. What we did here was look at 20 different treatments. This includes an untreated. On the far left, far right is Sakura Flow, and in between is all the other mixtures. We had 3 timings, the 12th of May, which was an IBS treatment with the sowing occurring on the 13th of May. Then we had an early post-emergent, which was on the 28th of June, and aiming here for 3-leaf wheat and barley, and the ryegrass was at 1 to 2 leaf. And then we came back with a later application, which really was focusing for the Bayer 200 broadleaf weeds, but we did have Mateno Complete in here as well to show the effect as if we missed the key critical timing of application. Bayer 200 will be coming to market from Bayer in 2023 with the focus. So I just really wanted to talk about Mateno Complete, its flexibility, why I think it's got a fit in this region, and also what EPE brings to the table for the southern farming region. I guess firstly, it just brings that opportunity to stack herbicides. So what we can do is start at sowing with a trifluralin, a triolate, sulfur-carb, depending on your system, and then come back once the crop has emerged, aiming for 1 to 2 leaf ryegrass, and it means we cover off those shoulders in the furrows where we generally get escapes with an IBS product. And it also means that we get further through the season, especially for a long season wheat. I think this is ideal. So basically, we can get that 4 weeks out of the triolate, the trifluralin, then come back with the Mateno Complete and give us 12 weeks residual control on ryegrass, as well as giving us control of our broadleaf weeds of up to 7 weeks residual control. I just think this is a great benefit, and it means we can have some flexibility in how we go about putting products out. So this really just was a quick snapshot Mateno Complete today. I just wanted to put up a little bit of data, not bombard everyone. Firstly, this is just looking at plenty of trials we've done in annual ryegrass, looking at Sakura, Box of Gold, Luxamax, and Mateno Complete on the left, where they're applied IBS. As you can see, Mateno Complete at a litre is equivalent to the standards. And I guess on the right is where we have the trifluralin or Avidex Extra applied, and then we follow it up with an early post-emergence. All of these early post-emergence were really aiming for weeds of ryegrass no bigger than 2 leaf, which is really the key critical timing. Once we get up to tillarine ryegrass and the likes, we're just going to have too many escapes and put the products under too much pressure. But really, this is a great example of showing why we should stack herbicides with the EPE in this environment, but also if we need to, we've got the flexibility of applying this IBS and still getting great control of your ryegrass and suppression of some of your key broadleaf weeds. I've included this data here just to marry up to the trial data from the page before. What it's showing is what we had at interactive trial assessments. It's where we had advisors come through replicated trials, and we had a system set up where they rated 0 to 100% control. It was blind rated and they didn't know what the treatments were. This is the outcome of 469 assessments from 33 trials nationally. This is all on ryegrass, and as you can see, Mateno Complete applied at a litre IBS was equivalent or improved over the standards. And then we had that step up when we went to trifluralin, followed by Mateno Complete at a litre per hectare. Now I just want to quickly mention the broadleaf activity of Mateno Complete. As you can see from the snapshot we saw through the video and also the overhead shot, it is quite strong on brassica weeds. Initial registrations will be for capeweed, suppression IBS but control EPE, and then control of wild radish, prickly lettuce, and double Gs when they're applied at the correct timing EPE. As we can see from this data, we do suppression, and that's often because we get the escapes and movement of the actives out of the furrows and shoulders, whereas we get full control of capeweed when applied EPE. We completed the ITAs also on broadleaf weeds if they were present in the trials. Here we have a snapshot from WA where there was high wild radish pressure in 3 of the trial sites. As you can see, Mateno Complete applied EPE after trifluralin or Avadex provided exemplary control of wild radish. Here you are looking at a residual wild radish trial. What we do here is knock out all the weed pressure, then we spray compounds over the top to determine residual control. On the left of this photo is wild radish untreated. On the right is Mateno Complete applied at a litre. For the label, we will be providing up to 7 weeks residual control of broadleaf weeds. Thanks everyone for your time. Just a really quick snapshot of Mateno Complete. So please reach out with further questions, or if you'd like to see more. We've got 5,000 hectares treated nationally through grower machinery, as well as a huge number of replicated trials. So reach out to myself, Southern Farming Systems, distribution, or your agronomist, and hopefully we can get you across it. Just a final note with the flexibility of Mateno Complete, we'll have it registered in wheat from 750 mils to a litre in disc and knife press systems. In barley, it'll just be registered for 750 mils IBS in knife press systems only. So I think there'll be a great fit for Mateno Complete in this high rainfall zone. Please reach out and have a chat. And thanks again to Southern Farming Systems for today and going forward with all this work.